I'm feeling this excitement. I'm like, yo, we got one. We got a winner.
Okay.
A hot brand. Our merchants tied my money up.
Here with Chinedu.
Yes, sir.
I said it right.
Mm-hmm.
And Lance. And these guys are e-com guys, right?
Yes, we are.
And just like, if you want to give, and I'll just give you an example here, right? Give them a plug here. Turn it off here. A plug here. The e-com guys that brought gifts, and the gifts are like. Is this one of your main products here?
Yeah, it's one of my brands. So Dion Specs.
Okay. Glasses, right, for the wifey, and glasses for me as well.
Ray's collection.
Ray's collection. Okay. So these are some of the products that you offer online.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I see you guys seem to be very, very well into fashion. Chinedu has Gucci high tops on, and you got the Gucci hat and nice watch. So, fashion, definitely very, very fashionable. What kind of watch is that, man?
It's a Craig Shelley. It's a Beverly Hills brand.
Oh, wow. Beverly Hills brand. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't.
I do consulting for them, so that's why.
You do consulting for them?
Yeah, for their social media.
Okay. And you got a watch thrown in?
No. I bought it myself.
Oh, really?
If I like your product, I'm gonna buy it and support it.
Okay. Now I don't know. My wife. I have about 4 watches that my wife purchased for me. I should be wearing one of them. So I don't know too much about watches. But what would something like that cost?
This is a $3,000.
Man. $3,000 watch.
Okay, I got a discount since insider discount.
Right.
$2,500. So.
Right. Wow. $3,000 watch. Okay. What kind of watch is that?
It's Nixon.
Nixon.
Yeah, Nixon.
Like President Nixon? Oh, Nixon.
Yeah, Nixon. Yeah.
Okay.
Nixon. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, Nixon. It's a nice sport.
Is that like a Beverly Hills thing too?
No, it's not a Beverly Hills. It's I say it's an LA thing. It's a lifestyle brand.
Okay, gotcha. Is that something on the upper end as well in terms of price?
Yeah, I mean, you can get something, a good one, $500-$600. So
really?
Not bad. Yeah.
Okay. So is that kind of like the industry you guys are in, like the whole fashion industry?
It's really a lot of people say that based off our appearance, but I really got my break in entrepreneurship in home healthcare. So I actually ran a home healthcare business for 10 years. But I always had a passion for fashion.
Okay.
And I love, styling, just kind of being connected in the whole culture of it.
Okay.
So, years ago, my younger days, I was in entertainment. So that's kind of where the whole fashion thing came about.
Okay.
So.
I saw some of the videos. Looked like it had like an entertainment kind of feel to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay.
That energy never left.
So we're here in the electronic commerce office, and we're good. We're good, Eli. Okay. I guess you got to edit that part out, or maybe you can keep it in there. I don't know. So we're here in the office in Orange, and we like to get to know everyone that we work with, on a personal level. And the reason we do that, well, first of all, let me just step back a second. Just tell us some of the issues that you were having before this introduction, before you and I meeting. Through social media, actually, to be honest with you. So if you don't mind, give us kind of like a breakdown. And then, Chinedu, maybe you can give us a breakdown as well of some of the issues we're having. That'll make more sense as to why you're here today.
Awesome. So really, it's funny. I was on Instagram, and I've met a lot of really interesting relationships from social media. So I was on social media one day, and a guy's following by name of Van. He was posting something on his story. He goes, hey, if you're having issues with your money being held, reach out to this guy right here. And then he tagged you in an Instagram post. So I'm like, okay. So, me, I'm like, I'm very optimistic. So I said, let me see what it's about. And I said, hey, what can he do? I have this much money held with some of my current merchants. Can he really help? He goes, hey, reach out to him. So it all came about with, I started growing a business online, e-commerce, really hot products that we're excited about. And, it started taking off. So we're scaling them up. And long story short is I'm feeling this excitement. I'm like, yo, we got one. We got a winner.
Okay.
A hot brand. Our merchants tied my money up. So, I have over 75,000 right now tied between the merchants that we were using.
Who are you using?
So PayPal
Okay.
was one of them, and then
Okay.
Stripe was another.
And so between those two, they're holding 75K?
Yeah, about
Right.
75,000.
So if what does that do to a business, especially if there's not a ton of reserve money? Can that cripple a business or almost put it out of business? Because don't you need that money to kind of re-ante up, so to speak?
Oh, absolutely. It can put you out of business ASAP, especially if you're starting up and you're in a place you know if you've been around 5-6 years, maybe you have a lot of reserves. But when you've been in a space a few months or anything like that, it can really take a toll on you.
Okay.
Especially with the long holds, you know, some of them are 90 days to 6 months, and you don't have access to be able to fulfill your orders or you know run your advertising. And I think a lot of the merchants don't understand we're running advertising to even get the sales. You know?
Right.
So how do you know? So
Right.
they're just thinking like, wow, you just did $100,000 in 30 days. How'd you do it? You have to run advertisements.
Right.
It's strategy.
So if they're holding your funds, that can almost create more chargebacks, essentially.
Ripple effect.
Absolutely.
Ripple effect.
It's a huge ripple.
Okay. So something similar. So basically, so that happened to you, kind of froze the business, so to speak.
yeah.
I presume.
Oh yeah.
To the point where, for me, I'm not a drop shipper, but
Yeah.
I can kind of step in your shoes a little bit. I would almost not even want to do it because I'm like, why make the money if it's going to be held?
Absolutely.
Right. And it's frustrating because I'm pretty sure the people who purchase the products, right, they're probably frustrated. What can you tell them if they call you or email you? So it's almost like you almost just want to hide.
That's the exact feeling like you know,
Right. You don't even want to answer the phone.
be under the pillow. And
Right, right.
I'm frozen. What can I do?
Right. You can't, I mean, because you don't have the money.
Right.
Someone else has the
They
funds.
have the funds held, you know.
Okay, got you. So, and that's what brought you here today. We completed the paperwork, pretty simple process online. And so the goal here is to make sure that we eliminate those issues. We're saying it here today, and then we're going to say it again in 30 days, 2 weeks, however much time we need to make sure that we remove all these holds, that you can scale as much as you need to, as much as your ability allows you to, right? You have next day funding, meaning you get access to your funds the next day so that you can replenish, you know, the products to serve your clients.
Exactly.
Okay. And then you'll be and you know, you don't have to worry about if you scale too fast, oh my God, you know, we got to shut you down because you're good at business.
Right.
It's crazy. I want to jump in there.
Sure.
I hopped on the phone this morning with Shopify Payments. It's a branch of Stripe because it's the same thing. I have history with them. I've processed like over $1.5 million with them.
Oh, wow.
Less than a year.
Okay.
So I have good history with them and not so many chargebacks.
Okay.
So and then I have a new store. I start scaling it up, doing 50K religiously every day.
50K a day?
Every day. Yeah.
Man, that's pretty good.
And all of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
3 days ago, just cut me off and held all my money. They're holding over $200,000. And they're like, we got to submit this paperwork and that paperwork. I'm like, for me to make 50K a day, I'm spending money on ads. If I pause my ads, then I'm going to lose momentum. I'm going to lose optimization.
Oh, yeah.
And then people, I can't pay my suppliers.
Right.
You know, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I hopped on the phone with them this morning. I was so pissed. I'm like, look, you guys got to be progressive because it really, really creates that ripple effect that, you know, takes a successful business and just, you know,
it does.
Just crashes.
So what did they tell you the reason was for holding the funds?
So the first thing they said is, we want you to submit invoices showing that you actually have a supplier.
Okay. Right.
Okay. I submit the invoices and they're like, oh, we have to review it for 72 hours.
Okay.
Every day you are holding that money,
Right.
you are
Causing problems. Okay.
You're triggering a chargeback or something.
Right.
And the same people, the risk team, are the first to jump on the phone with you like, oh, we're seeing 3 chargebacks.
Right.
Then another
After holding your funds.
holding the funds.
Right. You said like,
It's-
okay. I see what
It's
you're saying.
crazy. It just drives me crazy. Like,
Right.
how do you? I was like, where do you guys get your business degrees from? Or like, what are your finance?
So interestingly enough, you say that. So we used to be up under a company, super huge company in North America called First Data. I shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna say it. And their risk and underwriting team is just unbelievably interesting because they're so disconnected from not just us, we're supposed to be a partner of theirs. They're so disconnected from a company like ours and the actual business owner like yourself that is unbelievable. Almost to the point where you think that maybe there's a reward for holding funds or something like that. And we got from up under that umbrella. It took us 2-3 years, I forget how much time, because you lose so much, just the same way you guys lose business, there's no win situation right there. The client doesn't get what they want, so they never want to do business with you again, right? Yep. I don't know who makes money besides the people holding the money. Yeah. Right? Now, if I'm holding $75,000 and I'm holding $200,000, I'm not saying that they're doing this, but if you give me that money to hold, I'm going to do something with it. Mm-hmm. Right? Wouldn't you?
Of course. Invest in something. Or like PayPal, infamously, people are saying like there's this whole thing that PayPal holds your money and then they have the PayPal loans. Basically, the money they give back to you.
So you're the one loaning money out.
Myself money.
Right.
And then I pay back like hard money lending. You pay back an interest on the same money they're taking from everyone else doing.
I got you.
Like 20% from this guy, 20% from this guy. Now they have a pool of millions and billions.
That's true.
And they loan it back to us and say we're going to help your business grow.
Right.
Take business loan, PayPal.
Right.
It's crazy.
So what we do is we're like a concierge service. We're not trying to be, so they're a payment aggregator, which basically they're for high risk businesses, right? We are an actual payment processor, right? We're a full service provider where all those things that they're asking you for now, so it's super easy to go online with the click of a button and set up an account with the payment aggregator, right? You could be selling drugs. They don't know. Just click of a button, but it's also super easy to have your funds held with the same click of a button. Right. And we're not in the business of doing that. Our model is we're going to do everything in the beginning. We're going to do our due diligence in the beginning. We're also going to get to know you, which is part of the reason why you're here today, so that in the event there's an issue, you're not talking to X on the phone, right? We've met you in person. We've done our due diligence as well that the FTC or the card brands require. We're not just allowing people to come on board who are reckless, right? Even if there's no money in the bank, there's something available so that the cardholder is protected, but also it's protecting you at the same time because we have flags, we have software to make sure that, let's say you get a bunch of charges from some remote country where you really don't even advertise, right? We'll put flags up to protect you as well as a card holder. But we do that by doing everything in the beginning, which is the entire underwriting process, which is why you met the underwriters, you met the risk analysts here, so that in the event there's an issue, it's just a simple email or a phone call, right? There's no surprises when you wake up one day and it's like, oh my God, $200K is just going to be sitting somewhere. Did they tell you when they were going to release it, or?
No.
Right.
They're done reviewing.
After they're done reviewing, right?
Anytime.
It could be anytime.
Like 2 weeks.
Right. Did they offer you a reserve at least or something like that?
That was like, they have to be more progressive. Like,
right.
If they say, hey, submit this and you don't do it within 72 hours, then you can hold the funds.
Right.
You have a legitimate reason. You just can't wake up, cut it off and tell me, okay, now bring the paperwork.
Right.
At least maybe put like a 40% reserve. Say, hey, we're going to hold 40%.
Wow.
And then
which is a lot.
Which is still a lot. Like,
man.
Hold 40%.
Right.
And I can still run the business.
Right.
And
okay.
Eventually, within that time frame, if we don't resolve the issues, then we can take further action.
Got you.
But
No, that's our business model is not that. We want to get to know each one of our clients as much as we possibly can to build long-term ethical relationships that allow you to scale way past 6 and 7 figures without the holes. You get next day funding. And we also, another thing that we do, and I don't understand why they don't do it, is we actually comb through your sites for you to make sure it's compliant with the card brands. Sometimes they hold funds because the website may not be compliant, but how would you know? Unless you're informed. So that's why we have a team of people to do that for you with 24/7, 365. Anytime you have a tech question, no matter what time of the day or the morning or what day of the year it is, even Christmas, someone's here, available for you. One thing I wanted to ask you is, if you did $1.5 million in a 1 year, how many transactions was that?
Well, that was a high ticket store, so.
Okay, so it wasn't transactions; it was just more high, like.
Yeah, it was like a high ticket. I mean, it was like average order value was like $200. So
Okay.
just a quick math.
So what's some like? Give me like on average like a high transaction month.
4,000
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean amount of orders or the
Yeah, amount of orders. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do
let me say,
something.
like this month for me, it's a very high transaction month. Let me just look at it. Current orders so far. 1 second. This month. Okay, so this month is like close to 10,000 orders so far.
Wow. For each month, 10,000 orders.
Now for this, like,
Okay.
the store I'm doing 50K daily.
So what does Stripe and PayPal charge you per transaction? Is it 30 cents?
It's like, okay, I think they have a 30 cents, but then 2.5% transaction fee, and then either.
Well, no, so it's 30 cents, and they have one program. I forget what it's called, Shopify Plus or Stripe Plus or something like that,
Oh, yeah,
where you can get.
Plus.
So 30 cents a transaction. If you had 30 cents a transaction, you have 10,000 transactions. How much is that in a month?
Let me do that quick.
So 10,000 times 30 cents is $3,000.
$3,000. Yeah.
So we cut that in half.
Okay.
So that'll save you some money. So you can. I don't know if it'll help with the 200,000 that they're holding, but on an annual basis, it adds up. It adds up. So as you begin to scale, like we have people who are doing 50,000 transactions a month, sometimes 70, 80,000 transactions.
Yeah.
And if you did 80,000 transactions in a month
Yeah.
at 30 cents, that'd be 24K, just a transaction fee, not including the rate. So
Yep.
we cut that in half, literally.
Okay.
So, and I'll be honest with you, we don't have a one-size-fits-all program because if you're doing high ticket, the transaction fee may not be as important to you.
Yeah.
But if you're doing a ton of transactions, it absolutely is important to you. So we customize a program for each situation. Unfortunately, you probably don't know what tiers your cards fall up under, and it's not even worth talking about now because Stripe doesn't really give you that kind of breakdown. You just get one size fits all. If it's you, if it's you, if it's you, if it's everybody out there. So we customize a program that suits your business. What other issues are you having that we could possibly help you with? We do some other stuff too in terms of helping you grow the business, but that's like we just want to get the business going first before we even get into all that, like some foundational things. But what other issues are you guys having?
I think I really think that's the main thing.
Let me jump in there.
Okay.
The big thing, like any entrepreneur, any small business, one of the biggest things that hinders growth or inhibits it is capital. Access to capital.
Okay.
So even tying back to the whole goals, it's on access to capital. So now I have a formula which is like science. I said I religiously do 50K a day.
Okay.
There's a science behind it.
Okay.
Because I have access to, let's say, 20K to spend on ads. Now, if I have access to 50K, I can flip it to 100K every day.
Oh wow, you have it down to a science like that? Wow.
It's like almost a science.
Okay.
Like if I have access to this, I can flip this.
Okay.
So that's why you can consistently do
I got you.
Y amount.
So when you flip to 20K, if you have 20K, how fast can you turn that back around? And
24 hours. Basically.
Oh wow.
So I'm saying I'm spending 25K daily on ads to make 50K.
I got you.
46 to 50K.
Okay, so that's why you need your funds.
That's why.
Okay.
Any day you're holding it, you're stopping me from flipping.
Okay.
The 25K and keeping a 20 to 30% profit.
I got you.
So that's the thing. Capital. So if most people wouldn't lend money to or provide access to capital to a lot of entrepreneurs because sometimes even to build up to this level, we burn down a lot of bridges. We burn down credit cards. Credit score is down. Right. But then you end up figuring it out, and then everyone is like, "No, I'm not going to give." But it's like, if people are, if they can review, see, okay, this is where you came from, and this is where you are at, and kind of assess it more. People just look at it at a face value, like, oh, we just see that you did this, you did that, you haven't paid this, I haven't done this.
Right.
They don't understand that sometimes a business has to go through all that craziness.
Right.
And now break through the storm, and now you're about to head out.
Okay.
And you need every support now to take you from where you are. It's just like you're your own incubator, you're your own, you're funding yourself. And it's not easy because you also have to deal with your bills and deal with this and that, and you're figuring it out.
But if you had access to the capital, you probably wouldn't even need
to go through.
To go anywhere for capital because you can make your own
now
capital.
make it.
I got you. Makes sense.
So
okay.
that's the other big thing. But I mean, of course, when you get that traction, getting some sales, then you can start depending or relying on it.
Okay.
And then this merchants or merchant processors can come in and cut you off. And it's just the most frustrating thing because you know that is one of the biggest things, even after you figured it out.
Okay.
Without the funds, you can't make any move. You can't do anything.
Okay.
So
gotta have the funds. Okay, I'm gonna make a note here on that real quick, so I won't forget that. I like that. B-roll. Access to capital immediately.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
And those who have it, can do a lot. People don't.
Okay.
A lot of people look at drop shipping as, oh, it's drop shipping. But I see it as the right way to start any business because you gather data. Now I know this product is strong. This product is great. I can go into the next level of branding it because I already know who the target audience is. It's almost like an incubator for a big business. Now I know, oh, this is a great product.
Okay.
I'm doing X and Y sales, and this is the target demographic. Now I have every data to go in and kill the market. Now if you have
kill the market, okay.
And if you have the access to funds, you can push it into stores, go through the retail outlets, do a whole lot more. Push. Now you can actually. I see companies don't understand that. That's where you can say, all right, this is working. We can throw in $1 billion into this, and it's gonna flip to $2 billion instantly in the next 2
So let me ask you this: what are you? Okay, I gotta put this on camera because you're talking some big numbers here. All right, so I have Chinedu and I got Lance here.
What's up, man?
Drop shipping kings in Cali. So
give it a crowns now.
right. So what are some goals, man? What are some realistic goals that you can hit, just to give people an idea out there what's possible? What's some realistic goals that you can hit in this year?
This year, so
now that he has a way to process without having his money held, without having his account shut down or all that other stuff, without even knowing that his money's going to be held until he wakes up the next morning and finds out. So now that you have those issues removed, or they will be removed, what's some realistic goals?
This year, 12 million.
12 million?
Yeah. Every
12 million.
Every month, $1 million, basically. So,
okay.
12 months.
Can you keep some of that?
Can I keep some of it?
Yeah.
Of course, 20% of it.
Ooh, that sounds really good. You can't get that in real estate. Can you? Can you?
Depends if you're doing luxury real estate and doing like really big.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of anything over 20%.
Oh no, not a percentage, but it depends on how many you're flipping. It's all.
Okay. So I have not heard over 20% in real estate.
No.
In Kansas? Right.
You're in Kansas, yeah. You can
That's right. What was the name of that movie that came out back in the day? I'm in Kansas. She clicked her heels. What's it called?
Oh, you're the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Wizard. Unless you're in Kansas, huh?
Yeah, not in Kansas.
Oh yeah. Please bring it in. So we got some. This is not going to be good for them compared to the Gucci, but maybe we just want to give you guys something.
We're a bit low on swag, but
Thank you.
Swag bag, swag bag. Oh, we got swag bag.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
This is
Right. That's our version.
man.
Man, thanks, Chris. Appreciate it, man.
good stuff.
So how about you, Lance? What's some realistic goals for the year, man?
Realistic for me, obviously it's my partner, so
Okay. 12 million.
And we're going for 12 million. We're going for 12
Okay.
million.
I like
so
it.
that's the goal right now. And not even just throwing numbers out there. It's all about strategy. And when you know what you're doing and you have the right tools and you have the right resources, then you're ready to go. A lot of people want to build businesses, but they don't have the right strategies or the tools to really scale them up and get them to the next level.
Right.
So for us, we're more strategy, and I confidently say we know what we're doing. It's not something where we're just guessing or shooting money. I've had times in my career where I've done that, and even a business that I took it to 7 figures. Even running at 7 figures, there was times where I didn't feel like I knew what I'm doing.
Wow.
But after all that experience and things that I know, I'm at a place where I know what I'm doing. I can confidently say that.
Okay.
So, and that's important.
And another thing is that, so for us, we're here in the office and we like to get to know each and every one of our clients. So that's why these two Gucci down, Gucci down, gentlemen are here, right? And so If you can, man, just tell us, like, what are some of the issues, I know we went over it here already, but just really quick, what are some of the issues you guys were having, with PayPal, Stripe, and whoever else you were using?
I would say it's just more so issues with scaling,
Mm-hmm.
We're like I said before, we have a science to the madness. So, for example, we open a new account. Within a few days, there's already $30,000, $40,000 generated in sales.
So you know what you're doing.
So they're taking that as a risk, and they're holding a lot of our capital. So obviously, if you have thousands of dollars in capital, it's really tough to scale your business or scale your ideas.
Right.
So
Every business needs cash flow. I don't care what kind of business it is, except besides the bank. But they have cash flow because they have our money. So the bank has cash flow. So I shouldn't even say besides the bank, but every business needs cash flow.
Yeah.
And if you hold someone's funds, it's essentially putting them out of business, so to speak.
Real quick.
exactly.
Pretty quick.
It's and also it's in the space you're competing, right? It's all about money. Who is throwing more money at stuff? So
Right.
we're dealing with social media marketing, social proof. So if I'm not running ads, the next person can catch up to me and run ads for the same product. And
I didn't think about that.
That's part of it all ties back in with the way the business model works. So
Okay.
the more. It's who is dominating the space. If you sleep on something, someone else it's not going to wait for you.
Okay.
Someone else is going to take over.
All right.
So
Okay.
that momentum, when you get the traction and the momentum, you just need to keep
You
it
gotta
going.
keep it going.
That's the way you keep winning. And
Yeah.
that's money. It's what's going to help you keep winning.
That's one product we had at the top of the year in February. I mean, it was doing, I think we were 5 or 6x in our
Okay.
numbers.
Okay.
And it was, I think in 14 days, we were already at 65,000, and I'm looking at check. I'm like, yo, this thing is going to do $500,000 this year.
Wow.
And then all this month, I mean, in that particular month, and all of a sudden, they hold the money.
Wow.
And I'm like, what are they doing?
Were you made aware in advance?
So no, it was held from the jump. But I'm thinking that once the paperwork is submitted, everything will be fine. So I'm constantly scaling this product.
Right. Oh, so you're spending more money to ads.
So
Yeah.
I'm steady spending money.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that they were going to come back and say, no, we can no longer support you.
Really? Just like that?
And
Yeah,
then
it's
you
like-
have to wait.
What was the reason though?
There was no reason. They just
Look, they don't even know.
Yeah.
They don't even know the reason.
It's like,